All right. Did I manage to start streaming properly this week? I think I did. All right, so a couple things. I saw some folks asking about the 3D printer. Yes, I did buy a 3D printer, and I did get the Ender 3S1. And you can see I got some filament back here. I ended up getting some PLA Plus, and some PETG. So that's coming. But as you might be able to tell, I haven't even taken them out of the package this week. Just didn't have any time. All of my cameras were pointed at jars full of lead. I did, so to get my streaming setup working today, I did basically delete everything and start over. So if the settings seem a little bit jacked up, just let me know. Make sure you can hear me, all that crap. So a couple things I want to start with first. Speaking of the 3D printer, I'm trying to decide which video to do next because I've got 4 in mind here. So I'd like to explain them and get some feedback. Maybe I'll run a poll. First is, well, the 3D printer. So my current thought on the 3D printer is that I'd rather do like a long-term video that might take me a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe 5 weeks, something like that. It covers everything from unboxing all the way through first print, getting everything dialed in, and then finally making something of my own. You know, like a basic design, going through all the process to do that, and yeah, do that successfully. So that's, I'm going to be working on that right now anyway. Like, it'll either be going on in the background while I'm making other videos, but if you guys really want to see the 3D printer soon, I could go ahead and do that, but it won't be that big video. It'll be shorter videos. You know, it'll be unboxing, setup, and probably the first print, hopefully. So that's option number 1. I could do a short 3D printer video. Let's see. So the second would be a barrel cleaning video, a cleaning video to kind of continue the discussion from yesterday's video. A bunch of, like, that video was a mess, right? I mean, it came out as good as I could have hoped. Like yeah, I'm happy with the video for the most part, but there's just a million things that I meant to talk about and didn't because I really got into a panic there at the end, and yeah, just didn't say everything I wanted to say. So another video next week to continue that discussion, look into maybe the piston clean effectiveness on barrels, you know, some CLR. Everybody loves their freaking CLR. I use this stuff on my shower heads all the time, so I've always got it around. I've used it some before, but to be honest, I don't use it much because of all of the people who have pretty much proven that it's going to damage barrels over long term, you know, or with a long term soak, you're going to end up messing up finishes and stuff like that. But a straight up stainless steel barrel, no problem. I got no problem playing around with it a little bit and seeing what's going on. So that would be video idea number 2. So piston clean versus CLR. I need to clean my 6 PPC. I need to clean my 308. Both of those are stainless barrels, so we can, you know, go wild. They both need a deep clean. And yeah, so that's the idea for the second idea for a video. The third idea would be to continue my work on my matrix reloading stuff, because let me pull it up here for you real quick. Like, I've got a spreadsheet pretty much ready to rock, analyzing all that crap, but I need more data, right? What I want to do is reshoot the 100 shots with 308, and I want to run it through the spreadsheet to see if it looks the same, what differences we see, all of that crap. I also want, on top of the 100 shots for 308, I want to shoot 6 PPC as well. So I don't know if that'll be another 100 shots or if it'll be 50 shots, but that's another idea for a video. So that's the Matrix, the low development video. The fourth would be just something simple. It's actually the video I was scrambling about to make on Saturday is 300 blackout with those 150 grain gold dots. Got what you all need to switch back there. There we go. So yeah, the the 150 grain gold dots that are specifically made for the blackout. Shoot a few groups with those and shoot some of them into ballistic gel. Pretty straightforward, which might be good if I'm in the background working on 3D printers or whatever. That would be a pretty simple video, 10 or 15 hours. I could probably crank that one out. So that's going to be the poll. What do we want to see? And let's see, I need to go over here, create a poll. Let's see, what do we say? 3D printer. Barrel cleaning. The Matrix continues. And 300 blackout. Ask my community. All right, I've asked. Let's hear what you got to say. Because all of them sound pretty cool to me. Any pig updates? No, dude. Like that's, I'm going to be putting out a video on the second channel about my plan for pigs, but that's not going to happen until like everything dries up. So I'll be getting them late spring, and then they'll be processed right around, November time frame. So it's once the ground firms up, so they don't tear the place up too bad. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, let's see. I can't see. Number 40 fan wants the black. And yeah, so, with the 3D printer, I'm just worried about everybody bitching. It's going to be, yeah. I kind of like the idea of making one big mega. It's probably going to be 2 freaking hours, 3 hours long or something. But it's the 3D printer video, and then we move on, and we don't have to listen to people whine about 3D printer videos taking the place of any shooting stuff. So, yep. Wick says spreadsheets and chemicals are boring. I vote for 3D printer video. Okay, all right. I can't actually see the poll results right now. Hold on, I got to switch over here. Holy crap! You guys want to see the 300 blackout? I gotta admit, like, listen, the rest of those are all kind of like whatever. And to be honest, I'm kind of glad to see you all not being all about the barrel cleaning, because I don't want to do that. Like, aren't there gun channels that can, like, they have dirty barrels too, don't they? Like, I want to get back to reloading. So, like that one video I just made with the zinc stuff, I just thought that was going to be fun, and I just wanted to play around a little bit, to be quite honest with you. But I'm not really interested in making a bunch of videos. But I have had a lot of people ask me to make a barrel cleaning video or something. But shooting vids are always good. Yeah. And that next Matrix video is going to be, that's another one I may try and get it done in the background and maybe put it out as a second video for a week, or because it's probably going to be really long, and like I said, it'll probably be 200 rounds on the range, so it's going to be a pretty gnarly one. Crap, I just screwed something up here. I can't see the poll results because... What's the keyboard shortcut for back? It's a browser interface that I... The Albert anemic cartridges don't interest him. Zinc was fun to see. I thought it was fun, and I've got a bunch of I got a bunch of additional time lapses. I thought about I might do another video with just a little music in the background and all the time lapses, because God knows I took freaking at least a terabyte worth of video, and it was pretty gnarly.
Stephen Daniel super chatted $9.99. Do whatever you want, I'll watch either way. Lol.
Thanks, I appreciate that. Which, I gotta be honest with you, I kind of just need to, like, just start doing whatever I want anyway, right? Trying to follow the tyranny of you guys is a quick way to go a little bit crazy. Alt left, you said? Okay, yeah, I'm alt left. Nope. Okay, let me try this. Let me just try and close it. View docs chat. Hey, there we are. Now we're back. Now I can see what's going on. Alt F4. That ban. You are about to get banned. Any plans for some 6mm Creedmoor videos? Yeah, eventually, like I think getting an AR-10 barrel and 6 Creedmoor might be fun, but I've got yeah, probably not anytime soon. That'll be down the road. Chemistry lesson was awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I love watching that stuff, even if I don't know what's going on. You know, there's just something like really super awesome about watching chemical reactions take place. Yeah, Big Game Hunter mentions the idea with the bucket with the hole to vent instead of a hole. Use a brewer's water seal instead of the hole to vent gas. Yes. So I can't remember if it was you, somebody else had mentioned that. Fantastic idea. I didn't even think about it. What I'm worried about though is like that would keep it from evaporating though, right? So, but it still might be good. So I put a vent on it to for kind of storage, and then you know the next day I've got a nice hot day. I just take it outside and pop the lid off and let the evaporation happen in a more controlled manner. Hey Wade, that's a good point, and what I meant to bring up. I imagine I am going to need community help with the 3D printer. Might as well stream it and let us help. That's what he said, and I agree with that. And like that's attractive to me, and I think you know I like the back and forth with the audience and getting help from you guys. But damn, dude, there's 10% that are just going to wear us out, man. I don't want to see this crap. I can't even read, and you want me to follow this? I'm kind of stoked to shoot some frickin' Blackout, man. I guess is yeah. Thomas mentions 300 Blackout series is one of his favorites. I love it. I love 300 Blackout. Love shooting it. It's fun. Small charge weights. Your powder goes a long way. Fun to mess around with cheaper bullets and big subsonics, and I love 300 Blackout. It's just fun. Get in on the ground floor. Look into the 8.6 Blackout. That might be pretty darn cool. I guess so. Another reason why I love Blackout is because it's a really good hunting cartridge for me. You know, super short range stuff here in Kentucky. I only need 100 yards of effective range anyway most of the time, and it's very effective. So I've got the AR with maybe something that's a little bit more effective than 223, but like hunting some this year with the AR-10. I hate lugging those stupid heavy things around, man. AR-10s are so heavy, crazy heavy. Would love to see some 6.5 PRC load info. I've got the barrel, man. Yeah, I just got to get those headspace gauges and do it. I guess I probably need to get to a good stopping point there with 300 Win Mag, and that means probably finishing up those 220Xs that Big E had sent me. Hey, thanks for the memberships, guys. I'll tell you what, I was wondering whenever I was setting this up again, and I was making that decision of what to alert. You know, of course, super chats and stuff, but like, you think it's good to have a new member pop up, or would y'all rather like? I hate it. It's kind of the same reason why I don't necessarily, you know, I don't put like the list of patrons and stuff at the end of a video, and like I don't want to put anybody out there if they're if they're not wanting to be. You know what I'm saying? Faxon is heavy into 8.6, and they make good stuff at reasonable prices, but I question 338 projectiles. It's going to be an expensive plinker. That's my thought as well. Like 338 projectiles. I mean, it's the cheapest ones are probably 75 cents or $1 a piece, aren't they? I don't know. We could pull that up real quick. Can you use that mixture to get lead out of a stainless barrel? Yes, you might. Like, I don't know how you'd. Man, that'd be a mess. Let me see something quick. Subs or supers in 300 Blackout next. Yeah, it'll be. What'd I do with that box? I just had it. It'll be supers.
Drew Raumar super chatted $20. I just started reloading 223 and 9mm. I also wanted to learn to hunt deer. Any advice on what cartridge to start with? I was thinking 308 Win because of availability and versatility. Good starting hunting rifle?
Hey Drew, good to have you, man. Yeah, 308s would be awesome. Would be awesome for just about anything. It is effective as far as you're going to want to shoot a deer, you know? So, yeah, fantastic choice. Classic choice. Whole lot of deer have been killed with 308, so you could choose a whole lot worse. But a good starting hunting rifle. Well, I've got a Tikka T3 Lite 308. That's kind of, I'd bought that as a deer rifle before I went a little bit absurd and started buying too many guns. But that was kind of my... The Tikkas are super smooth and not terribly expensive, or at least they didn't used to. It's been a while since I've looked. But yeah, any of the Savages would be fine. Or, you know, it really depends on your budget. Like, I know people that bought the Thompson Center Compass in 308... around the time I had got the 6.5 Creedmoor, they had really poor accuracy out of them. So, yeah, whichever rifle you go with, you might see if you can find any accuracy reports. But it's hard to find accuracy reports that are honest. You know, most people want to fool themselves into thinking that their new gun shoots good, even if it doesn't. So yeah, I know that probably wasn't very helpful, but 308's a good choice. No such thing as too many guns. There is whenever you got a YouTube channel and you introduce something new, and then there's a group of fans that are going to want to see that every week, you know? So it's hard to... I took on way too many projects, right? I should have... Maybe I bought guns and then just didn't tell you all about it. Maybe that's what I should have done. Kind of like right now, like, you know... I've got 4 or 5 other cartridges I could get into with guns that I've got in my possession, but I'm just not in a position to really add anything new to the list. CFE Black's still a great powder, as far as I know. Yeah, CFE Black and Accurate 1680, really, really good, versatile powders in 300 Blackout if that's what you're talking about. Good for supers, good for subs. They're not going to be the very best velocity for supers, and they're probably going to be one of the dirtier options for subs, but it's an awesome all-around powder. .308 is used for anything from large birds during winter and moose here in Norway. Good cartridge for any hunting. What large bird you could shoot with a .308 and not vaporize it? Y'all might have some big birds. I've been to Norway. It's a lovely place. So other than reloading, what other shooting do you do? Be interesting in watching range videos. I don't really shoot except for what I put on YouTube. Pretty much everything I do goes on YouTube. Hey, Scott's got a good one there. He has a Ruger American Predator .308. Very affordable and sub-MOA accuracy, no problem. $0.50 a piece for .338s on Mid-South. Okay, well that's, yeah, it's still, well, who knows where that'll land as the final prices settle back down, but still pretty expensive bullet. Are those heavies? Like, I guess that's the next question is with the .338s, do you, like, so with 300 Blackout, you know, the 30 caliber, there's all sorts of bullets all the way from, what, 90 grains, 110 grains, all the way up to 250, and for the subsonics in the Blackout, you really need to stick with that heavier end. But hopefully it's not that way with the .338 bullets. So do you need heavy for caliber bullets in .338 for this? Why didn't they call it .338 Blackout? Why do I have to... that designation just doesn't roll off the top of my head. What was it? 6.8? No, 8 point whatever. Blackout. That's bugging me. Now I gotta go back and find last time somebody said it. 8.6, is that what it was? I don't know, I can't remember. Did you guys see Bolt Action Reloading's video from SHOT Show? Man, that was awesome. Kind of interesting. Seems like most places are just kind of holding the line, trying to fill orders for their current product lineup. But that new press from Frankfurt Arsenal looked pretty cool. Like a what was it, $150 or whatever, smaller single stage. Looked pretty neat. So yeah, go over to Bolt Action Reloading. Check out his new products for 2022 video if you haven't already. And while you're there, check out some, man, I caught up on the last 5 or 6 of your videos today. So I'm it's all fresh in my mind. But yeah, the pressure trace was a really, really good addition. And I saw you mentioned their 6.5 Creedmoor is just fine for deer too. That's a very good point. That's an extremely good point. And I would say your odds of getting a good shooting rifle chambered in 6.5 Creedmoor is better than one in .308. They just on average seem to shoot better with factory rifles. So it might be something else to consider. Oh, one thing I meant to ask you, Bolt Action Reloading, still there. I'm going to go back and check, but well, screw it. I'll get with you later about it, or post a question on the video. I just had a question about something. Ever use my tumbler to clean my cans? No, I'm really worried about, this can does not come apart, so if I get stainless steel chips stuck in there, I'm screwed. I am totally screwed. 8.6 blackout. Okay, that was. Tell you what I need to do. But yeah, so the Tumblr made me think. I'd written down a couple questions that had popped up in the comments that I wanted to talk about. And since I'm not doing a cleaning video this week, now might be a good time to do it. But somebody had asked if I could cast a bullet from that sponge. I think I could, and I really, really considered it. But at the very least, I thought about melting it down to a lead ball, a hunk of lead. But I was worried about the gas that would come off of it, and God knows what is going on there. But I think the next time I'm outside casting bullets or something and the wind is favorable and whatnot, I'll probably just chuck it in the bin, skim off the dross, and call it good. But yeah, I don't see why you couldn't go ahead and shoot it or cast it into something else. Another person had brought up neutralizing the pH, and I meant to talk about that's kind of the biggest one I meant to talk about, because I had bought a cheap pH tester that I didn't mind throwing in the trash when I was done, and monitored the pH through some of it, and was thinking about trying to neutralize it, but and just to see what happens, but ran out of time. It's not well, so that Nile Red video I was referencing, he used, he started with dry lead acetate and dissolved it into distilled water. So I don't know what the pH of that solution naturally is, but it's not, there were no additional acids introduced, I guess, is what I'm getting at. And that's what, he built the crystal and all that. So maybe the behavior would change if the pH was neutralized, but I didn't get to it. And one warning, though, is like neutralizing the pH is not going to make it fall out of solution. That's not the fix. And I'd seen that in some forums, like, well, I just toss some baking soda in there and, chuck it in my neighbor's ditch. Yeah, it's not good. That sponge is still toxic. I don't think so. I think it is elemental lead, and it just isn't in a crystal structure like you'd normally find metallic lead, I think. But yeah, I mean, it's obviously not solid, so there's a lot of room for bad stuff to hide in there. If that's what you're getting at, like there's still a lot of toxic crap in there, I would maybe agree with you, but I don't think the sponge itself, I think it's just a different form of elemental lead. Talking as a frickin' moron, that's my thoughts. Somebody asked where I would dispose of the final stuff, and somebody had brought up that a lot of municipalities have hazmat disposal days. You can turn in stuff and whatnot. So the final end of things is hopefully turning it over somewhere to get as hazardous material to get taken care of. And a lot of people bring up the fact, like, there's no lead in the can. What are you doing? Which, it is getting lighter. I did make some progress. But somebody brought up, hold on one second. I want to go grab my can real quick. Somebody was like, bro, what's wrong with Wipeout? Just use Wipeout. I did. So I'll give you guys the rundown of basically what happened. Is I started with Piston Clean, and that's where it really worked well. It seemed to work really, really well. Got this deep purple thing and was able to physically scrape a bunch of crap out of there. It worked well. After that, I switched to the Extreme Simple Green, and it didn't do hardly anything. And next, I made this, and the suppressor fits down in there perfectly. So I filled the suppressor full of Wipeout, closed it in here, and let it soak for 24 hours. It did almost nothing. Because what I was doing, as I was hitting each step, what I was doing was taking it outside and using a pressure washer. Like that was the best way I could think to get some, some agitation going on in there, and try and get some stuff knocked loose. But it just wasn't happening. So Extreme Simple Green didn't do crap. This didn't do crap. I soaked it in hoppies for a day. That didn't do crap. So I think Piston Clean got it done, and that's got it done as far as carbon goes. And that's why I thought, well, what's left has got to be lead, right? There's nothing else coming out, and I don't think, any of those are going to do much about lead. So that's what led me to believe lead was my next step, but there might not be that much in there. Maybe that's not it. Maybe I'm just, I just need to, I think it's pretty much done. But I tried a lot of things, and a lot of people were just curious about why I was doing it, what I was doing, what's this all about, why are you even doing this? Some people mentioned that I should get it hot to clean it. And that is, I think, probably the root of my problems, and why mine accumulated lead so fast is, like I said earlier, I don't really shoot off camera, and everything I'm shooting for YouTube is slow. I'm worried about barrel heat. I'm worried about mirage. So the suppressor never does get hot. My suppressors don't get as hot as I would say the standard user does, that is, doing mag dumps a little more often. Just checking chat here. Are we done with the poll? Yeah, I think the blackouts won. And actually, so that'll buy me a week to where, so by next week, I'll know where I'm at with the printer. And, maybe then I can go ahead and get it finished and done. Or maybe I'm at an interesting point where I've got some questions that that I'd like to get some feedback on. Ultrasonic cleaner. Yeah, so piston clean. Whenever I was doing the piston clean part, I was running it at 180 degrees. I think, yeah. So I was running it at max temp, and I was running the ultrasonic for hours. That's the one where, I got the hot spots hit the suppressor in a couple points and messed up the finish a little bit. Quick load or Gordon's reloading tool? Well, Gordon's reloading tool is free, so why not start there, right? Love to see you do a comparison before and after weights with a mag dump or two. See a ton of people saying it cleans them, but never seen a legit comparison. Yeah. I don't think a mag dump or two would do it. It's more like if you consistently, every time you go to the range, do, your frickin' grand finale, dual wield, 50 rounders into the berm. Like that's it. And I think you consistently need to do that. Maybe. I'm not really sure. Interested to see some videos testing heavy bullets in the 6.5 Grendel. I've got some videos with the 140. I think what it was, the 140 grain Hornady shot frickin' lights out in my Faxon barrel. Like really shot well. So that's probably about as much as you're going to get. So some 130s, some 135s, maybe one of these days. But it was fun. The velocities were a joke. I mean, it was just. It wasn't a useful round, right? It was fun to play with. It was fun to plink with. It was fun to see if it was accurate, and it was. But, we all kind of knew it was a waste of time. What's up, RJ? Yes, I got the Ender 3S1, which I guess maybe that's another thing I should bring up. Last week's freaking... What? Are you serious? The guy behind Gordon's reloading tool passed away? I didn't hear that. I'm extremely sorry to hear that. Wow. Is like, yeah, I don't know. Seems even a little bit ridiculous to even think about the software, you know, like, and what's going to happen. But yeah, that sucks. That is just awful. What is my can made of? So that one, it's got what's that stuff called? The blast chamber, I guess, is that Inconel? Is that what you call it? The super duper alloy that's super strong. And then I think the rest is stainless. And the tiny little thin jacket around the end, around the outside is titanium. A little bit of all that going on. And I have heard that the dip will damage titanium over time as well. .6mm arc. That round is already hard to find brass. You can also use 6.5 Grendel. And I think that, yeah, I was going to do that. I didn't do that video, did I? Got too many freaking video ideas that I've got so many ideas that never got made. I can't even remember which ones got made sometimes. Okay, thank you, Dino. The GRT stuff is still online and available. The team is still regrouping, and it is too soon to say what the future will be. And that's just awful to hear. Michael asks if my baffles got replaced. I have not sent it in. Like, I wanted to do science first before I sent it in. Yeah, what Night Slugger says. If you need it, just resize Grendel brass and trim it. Shouldn't be much to that. Let me go back to a couple of those questions. Oh, one comment that I just thought was funny. I start reading this comment, and they're like, you know, it just is what it is. Suppressors are consumable items. It's time to just replace it. And I'm like, what in the hell is this guy smoking? Like, that might be true, but listen, I don't care if I have to send it to them. They cut out the tiny little area around my serial number and welded on a new one. Like, it's not consumable. I'm not waiting another freaking year and paying another tax. But yeah, but he was in Europe. Imagine if it was that easy where we could just buy suppressors easily and just chuck them in the trash when we're done with them, or whenever they get worn out. Must be nice. But yeah, I thought that was funny. Like, I'm reading this comment, just getting more and more incredulous, and then all of a sudden he's like, "That's how it is in Europe." Like, oh, okay, yeah, all right, that makes sense. Hey, what's up, James? Good to see you. A lot of people, or no, a couple of people have brought up sulfuric acid can knock the lead acetate out of solution as well and make lead sulfate. So drain cleaner, apparently that can happen as well. I might mess around with that a little bit myself. Somebody said that an iron bar would pull the copper out of solution. A couple people mentioned that the brown was just rust, and yeah, that's really all it was. It was the... Yeah. And yeah, why haven't I sent it to Silencer Code? Somebody had asked that as well, and I just answered it. Science took precedent. Yeah, you poor guys in Illinois. That's very sad. It's kind of ridiculous that, yeah, I don't know. It's crazy.
Michael D super chatted $9.99.
Hey, Michael D, thanks for the super chat, brother. Appreciate that. Ryan asked 308 barrel for AR 308, Krieger or nothing at this point. For me, yeah, I think so. Like, you know, hopefully you've seen my videos where I had bought that JP barrel and didn't really have much success with it, and get the Krieger and everything becomes easy. So I'm not saying you need that for a basic rifle, but you know, if you're building from scratch, now's probably the time to go ahead and just spend a couple extra $100 and get a Krieger. This is amazing, man. That gun just shoots awesome. I freaking sprained my knee this week. It's all swollen up. I gotta get to the doctor this week, I guess. Freaking bullcrap. I better not need a surgery. It would give me time to work on 3D printing, I guess. Would end up making a biological bomb with my experiment. Yeah, and that's what, you know, you look at your letters. It's like, all right, I got some H's, I got some O's. I don't want to add too many more letters in here because God knows what's going to get made. In New Jersey, you can't even legally dream or daydream of owning a suppressor. High Five Guys has been messing with a 224 Predator, a 22 Grendel, getting 85.5 grain burgers up to 29.50. That's pretty smoking. If E-forms are under 90 days, then unicorns are the new face of the $100 bill. You spent a lot on a Lowther Walter custom and had a lot of the same problems I did with my JP. I guess, yeah, I don't know what it is. It just seems like there's just a lot of, I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. You know, I threw all that money at it and just got nowhere, you know? That just could not get that. Well, we tried the Ballistic Advantage barrel as well. So I tried the Ballistic Advantage. I tried the JP. Just was not getting results that were anywhere close to where I wanted to be. Not on the Fly uses the Lee Classic turret. No issues over 10 years. I always wanted to get one of the Lee turret presses just to play with them, but hard to justify. I've got too many presses as it is. You know, I think if you go back to the super early days of this channel, I used to make a point of that. Like, I don't want to be the guy that has 15 reloading presses. What the hell is the point of that? Like, you know, it's like, here we are, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Any plans to add rabbits to my hobby farm? No, I don't think so. They're too cute. I just don't want to kill the rabbits. I'll rip a chicken's head straight off it. But, you know, something about a rabbit. I got a feeling these pigs are going to be, not tough, but, you know, they're like dogs, man. And I'm going to get to know them pretty well. Might be a little tough. But no, I tell you what, the other small animal I really, really considered adding this year was those Coturnix quail over on the... Oh, what's the name of that channel? One of the homesteading channels I watch has been doing a whole series on the Coturnix quail. Just small little things, and man, they're fat. You can raise those in your garage or into, you know, people do it in apartments.
Air Enthusiast super chatted $2. Opinion on the Zero Press?
What's up, Air Enthusiast? Thanks, man. Opinion on the Zero Press. I mean, it's the state of the art, right? I mean, it is the best reloading press that money could buy. That's my opinion. I haven't played with one. Haven't even seen one in real life, but man. Built to last, I'd say. Has anybody heard anything negative about the Zero? Has anybody had anything to complain about? Chickens or pigs with 2 legs? Yeah, Lead Bullet Junkie says, somehow 6 presses have followed you home. You have no idea how it happens. It just happens. It's crazy. Rabbits make awesome burgers. Rabbit stew is fantastic. I'll get over the pigs the first time they nail my legs. Zero press is too expensive. I mean, it's expensive. They're selling a lot of them, or at least it seems like, right? I mean, everybody on the Gucci side of reloading is buying one, aren't they? Seems like they haven't had any problem selling them. Goats. I'll have to talk about goats in my pig video and explain why I decided on pigs over goats. I've probably already talked enough about animals where people are going to start complaining. I came here for reloading. What are you even talking about? Get back on subject. Brent has rabbits and quail. You know what I need to do is I need to get out next year and shoot some freaking squirrels. My great-grandmother used to make squirrel gravy. It was fantastic. You'd spit the buckshot out on the side of the plate. It was wonderful. Some people get nasty squeak in the RAM on the Zero. If it squeaks, you can put on WD-40, right? I hope that turret lock, that design that they did, like, I don't know if, if other companies can get away with adding that to their designs, but man, that would be awesome. Because, you know, if I've got any complaint about the Redding T7 or the Lyman All-American 8, is just that the turret tilt, it doesn't seem to affect anything, but like every time I use it, I'm always like, that can't be good, right? There's no way, like, man, I'd love this turret to tilt a little bit. No, it's a bad thing. So is it significant? I don't think so, but it's still kind of there and always kind of freaks me out. So hopefully that Zero design can spread a little bit. Am I against a Criterion in 308? Big jump from a $288 barrel to a $630 Krieger barrel. I'm with you, brother. I'm not against anything. And, you know, a Criterion, other than my M1 Garand, I still haven't had a chance to try one of their barrels. And I think, wasn't it like some guy from Krieger is involved or owns it or something? And I've heard good things, but then I've also kind of had some people, you know, report some mixed results. So I don't know. Like, I just wish it was easier to get a straight answer, you know, or if you look very hard, you will find somebody out there saying that any barrel on the market shoots 1/4-inch groups for them, you know. Quail are easy to raise. Yes, extremely. Like they've got small, like you can, like they've got stacked cages and stuff. The thing is, I guess quail, from the way they normally flush, they jump straight up. And if you have them in a cage that's too tall, they'll break their neck. Or at least that's what I've seen people say. So the cages for them are like 12 or 18 inches tall. And you just stack like 3 of them. And it's really straightforward, and they're not super loud, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. And I guess the most important thing is they're ready to harvest in like 4 or 5 days or 4 or 5 weeks, like some insanely fast growth rate. So it'd be good for a quick turnover meat production while also getting some pretty cool eggs, you know, because you know I'd heard the quail eggs are really, really good to pickle.
Biggie super chatted $9.99. Ordered a Sightmark Wraith 4K Max and American Defense Manufacturing return to 0QD mount for my upcoming pig hunt. Should look spectacular on my 357 Max TC Encore and allow me to record.
That's pretty cool. Sightmark Wraith 4K Max. I don't think I've seen that one. Does it take pretty good video? Pretty awesome. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate that, man. Do I like squirrel brain? Your great-grandmother loved squirrel, hog, and catfish brains. Here's the thing. My great-grandfather, the same... Well, the great-grandmother I just mentioned that made the great gravy, her husband loved brains. Loved squirrel brains. It was like his favorite thing. My dad loves to tell the story of he went out with his .22 and shot a mess of squirrels in the head, and his grandpa was pissed because he'd messed up all the brains. I am willing to try it. And I think I will. Next time, like I said, next time I go out and get some, I'll give it a try, make a video. RJ loves the turret lock on that Zero. Yeah, like that's, if there's anything innovative there, that's it. You know, the rest of it's just taking really old designs and building the snot out of it to absurd clearances. But that turret lock, man, that caught my eye. Yeah, Paul mentioned big issue with hobby farm animals is the processing fee can be close to equal to a feed bill unless you're a good butcher. Yeah, that, like on the pig side of things, pigs are notoriously hard to get into a trailer, and like every video you watch or every like channel I watch is talking about raising pigs. That's always the biggest stress part of growing pigs is getting them on the trailer and getting them to the butcher. You know, even outside of the cost you're talking about. So I'm just not going to do it. Listen, I've been processing deer my whole life. Whenever I went down to Texas and killed a couple hogs, we cut those up, and I came home with a bunch of meat that was fantastic. So it's not like I'm going to screw it up. And I think it would be fun to...
Air Enthusiast super chatted $5. Ever considered Accuracy International? True Multi California, and also people complain about zero price. I bet the profit margin is not that good.
I appreciate that, Air Enthusiast. Let me just finish that other thought. But yeah, I'm gonna process it myself, and I'm not gonna worry about it. So I don't have to schedule a butchering time or any of that crap. I'm just going to take care of it myself.
Let them free super chatted $5. You need to look into either Watusi or Highland cattle. You will never look back. Where you live you could do either and you have the space.
Back to the Accuracy International. I haven't. Like, yeah, I just haven't. I mean, I think they're good, right? Are they still the sniper rifle suppliers and all of that? Like, is that you're talking about a? Yeah, I haven't. Other than like a magazine, maybe I don't have anything else that's Accuracy International. And also, people complain about zero price, but I bet the profit margin is not that good. I bet they're not starving. You know, they got a little markup on that. They know the market they're after. I bet. So, you know, yeah. Listen, man, like precision costs money. That's just all there is to it. But yeah, about the Highland cattle. Like at this point, just kind of dipping my toe in. Like right now, I've got 10 chickens that I could go out, wring their neck, and just be done with all this animal nonsense quickly. It's the long-term commitments that I'm a little bit hesitant on because listen, man, like I get kicked off YouTube tomorrow. I got to go back to work, and then it's a whole lot harder to take care of animals, you know. But I've got to keep that in mind. So I'm trying to do things where, you know, I could get out of it in a reasonable time. And like I said, with the pigs, getting them in the spring, they're done in the fall. That is that's attractive to me. And also, I love pork. I absolutely love pork. Yeah, the Highland. So, but you know, if everything goes good, yeah, definitely like a milk goat or one of the small cattle types for keeping a milk animal would be pretty sweet. Maybe I'll get there, but that's several years down the road. Put a 5-gallon bucket on the pig's head and they back straight up where you want them. I'll tell you what, you ought to make a video showing that off to people, man, because I got about 500 videos where people are absolutely losing their marbles trying to get pigs onto a trailer or getting them to cross where a fence where electric used to be. They get pretty big, man, and you might have some trouble bullying them around, I guess. Only hunt rodents fall, winter, spring, never in the summer, so you don't risk getting sick. Yeah, around here they get the warbles really bad. And that was always the problem. It's really why I don't squirrel hunt or haven't squirrel hunted in a million years, is because by the time their warbles are gone after the first frost or two, it's bow season. You know, I'm out in the woods trying to shoot deer. So like that September, early October squirrel hunting is a little bit, yeah. If warbles kind of gross you out, which they kind of gross me out, it makes it a little tough to hunt early. Yeah, AI is the military company. Yeah, I thought was kind of their main thing, right? They ready to rock sniper rifles. You bet the markup is 10 to 20 max on the Zero? Really? Ugh. I would have said 30, 35 maybe, but I mean, I guess it's probably not that hard to calculate, right? Yep, you spend all that time and money. Once they're off the kill floor and butchered, all you get is your meat in a little box handed to you. Yep. For those with a Zero press, good news, they now have a $1,200 bench vise. I use the Simple Green to mix in with water when cleaning cases. This Simple Green I had bought to see how it worked on carbon. A lot of people had said it was working pretty good for them as a gentler option for cleaning stuff, and it's aluminum safe, which I guess can be a big deal for a lot of people. It's aircraft and precision cleaner is what they call it, the Extreme Simple Green. So, but I need to try it on maybe some muzzle brakes or something that are dirty right now and see how it works, because like I said earlier, by the time I got to messing around with Simple Green in the suppressor, I had already used Piston Clean and it got most of the easy stuff. So I'm not I'm not really sure about it yet. Haven't had a chance. Yep, YouTube's all I'm doing now. But let's see, when did I quit the job? The April? So coming up on almost a year. You killed a pig once by kicking it in the nose. Stubborn pig is hard to wrestle into anything, cage or trailer. Goats you can lease out to others for weed control during the summertime, extra money. I need them for myself. Like, that's actually my second channel. I might end up calling it Overgrown Acres. Like, my land is just super duper overgrown. It hasn't been worked or anything for a very, very long time. And I kind of liked that when I bought it. You know, I didn't want grass to mow because, well, that's whenever, you know, I had the job that you guys might remember from in the early days where I was traveling all week for work and just had the weekend. So I did not want to spend my whole weekends mowing grass. So this place was perfect. I had some acreage, I had a place to hunt, and I had very little grass to mow. So the thought of clearing land that I would then need to maintain was just absurd. But the place, you know, I spent so much time and effort inside doing the indoor renovations and just kind of left the outside to go and for later. And it just got to the point where there's a couple things that are, if I don't take care of them now, it's going to be, I need to maintain the property, and having these animals is giving me the motivation to do so. Racer uses the Simple Green I have for cleaning his suppressor. Yep, and you know that's why I bought it, is because it was recommended along with Piston Clean. So they're both like this Piston Clean. I can't remember if it has any odor at all, but it's very, very gentle sort of stuff. Yeah, it's odorless. It seems like water. How many acres do I have? It's between 12 and 15. That clear enough?
Thorzax super chatted $10 component fund.
Hey, thanks Thorzax. I appreciate that.
Jamie Aaron Sanchez Cavazos super chatted $20. I am trying to get Berry's hybrid HP 147 grains 9mm to get at 1050 to 1100 FPS. I was using 3.9 grains of Titer Group in a 4,25 barrel. Do you guys can help me to develop a good charge for it? H110, W296, CFE pistol powder?
So, you know, I welcome anybody else who's got an opinion on this, but I mean, immediately H110 and Winchester 296 are going to be a little bit too slow burning for any 9mm application. Like, what is it? Accurate number 9, I think. You might be able to, there might be a load out there somewhere for it, but, or maybe, hang on. I'm going to end up putting my foot in my mouth here, maybe. Yeah, I don't, even with the heavy stuff, right? It's not, Well, there's Pandemic Precision mentions as well. H110 no good for 9mm. So yeah, immediately take those two off the list. CFE pistol, on the other hand, should be perfect. And CFE pistol, I'm trying to remember exactly where it's at on the burn rate chart. I think it's on the slower side, isn't it? Let's get us a little bit of computer screen action going on here. That wasn't very smart. Go over this wag. And now, I hate Windows with all my
Tex
heart.
Patriot Super Chatted $4.99. 6mm ARC Fund, hunting load for next year.
Hey, thanks, Tex Patriot. Appreciate that. Yeah, so CFE pistols right by Autocomp. Yeah, that's going to be probably just about the perfect powder for a nice heavy bullet 9mm load. So definitely go with that. And we could look real quick and see. What sort of I didn't realize they had plus P data. Let's see if they've got 147 plus P data. Nope, they don't have. Oh, that's accurate and ram shot data. Okay, let's find good old fashioned 9mm. Let's see what all of our CFE pistol data looks like. .2, 4.3, and I don't know what their test barrel length is. I thought there was a place to see. But yeah, so of what you mentioned, that was definitely probably the best option you've got. Yeah, back to Tex Patriot. So yeah, thanks for all the super chats. If I didn't specifically thank you, I apologize for that. So thank you. 6mm Arc Fun hunting load for next year. Yes. Let's see. So this year we kind of worked up that little, or no, that was last year. We worked up that. Oh, what was it? It was the Game Changer, wasn't it? So yeah, maybe this year we can find something. You got any ideas for a good 6mm hunting bullet that you'd like to see in the Arc? I wish Spear made a gold dot in 6mm. Any experience with Ackley improved cartridges? Unfortunately not. I'd like to try one someday, maybe. Just had a 6BR Ackley improved built. Going to start reloading for it next week. Going to try some PRS competitions this summer. Looks like a blast. Now that ought to be fun. Am I going to break out the 6 Arc soon? I better. Things going to... Yeah, I definitely. I just need to get it on the list. And, you know, maybe this will be a good kick in the ass. Like, I don't know if you guys were around earlier and saw, but we did a little poll on what the next video was going to be. And it was all of the complicated horse crap I've got going on versus 300 Blackout. And people wanted to see 300 Blackout. So next weekend's going to be 300 Blackout video, and I'm looking forward to it. So that maybe gets me motivated to just, you know, do 6 Arc videos as well, because people want to see it. People are always asking, and I've dropped that project way too long. Hey, take it easy, Michael. 95 grain SST, 100 grain Spear soft point. You know what? Speaking of that, the snow could be brutal if the predicted amounts are right, north of a foot in my area. It was almost 50 degrees today, man. It was great out there. Let the chickens run most of the day, and it melted most of the snow. Wow, your grandfather had a rifle that started out life as a 257 Roberts. He bored it to 6.5, then AI'd it. The twist is made for lighter than 85 grain 6.5 millimeter bullets. It's a headache. People get those specific use cases in mind and dream up some pretty crazy stuff. Hey, what's up there, Caleb? Showed up late, but that's fine. What's the life expectancy of the Omegas, assuming no strikes? May take the plunge finally. I mean, lifetime, right? It should be, or at least I expect it to be. And, even, so this one I've been messing around with and worrying about, it was working fine still. Well, we got a little baffle damage in there because I'm an idiot, but it was still working just fine. It just got a little bit heavy, and I assume, isn't the effectiveness of a suppressor, it has a lot to do with internal volume, right? The bigger the suppressor, the better it works. So as you build up fouling and reduce that capacity, you'd think they would get louder as they go, but it's still been working fine. Like I'm happy with its durability and everything. I fully, like, these two suppressors are the only ones I think I'm ever going to buy. I don't have any plans whatsoever to buy anymore. And I'm expecting these to last me. Test barrel is above the first listing. That's what I thought. Oh, there it is, yeah. That's a 4-inch barrel. You mentioned let's see. Yeah, they were shooting a 4.5, right? 4.25-inch barrel. But yeah, you might be just a little bit shy of your velocity goal, maybe, if your numbers are about like theirs. But it won't be far off from what you're going for. Are reloading videos able to be monetized? It's hit and miss. Like, well, this one with the zinc, that one was able to monetize it from the start, and it was fine. But some of the others, yeah, actually, I could just pull it up and show you. It's weird how it works. I haven't caught on to their patterns or anything. Show you behind the scenes here. So for some reason the Lee app video got confirmed by review as limited, but I was on a pretty good run there where the annealing video got monetized and the first Matrix video got monetized. But like, you'll see these two are just off, because if I've got one, so what happened was, this one, when this came out, I had it under manual review. And if I've got one that's being reviewed that they haven't even made a decision on, I usually won't monetize the next one unless I'm really, really sure it's one that's going to be clear. So, you know, it kind of is what it is. I'll go through streaks where I get some monetized and others not, and streaks where I just turn it off, because if they've been, like, a lot of times whenever they confirm several in a row, I'll just quit trying for a while. Wait for things to cool down and then try and monetize again. So it's a little bit of a trouble, but, you know, there are worse things to worry about in life. No plans to buy means I'll get several more. Yeah. Like, I need a big caliber one, right? Like, right now I'm limited to 30 caliber, and that sucks. Buy another suppressor when they do away with the NFA. Yeah, that might happen. What does YouTube mean by limited? It means you're screwed. It means you get nothing. Like, ads don't run on those videos. The only time an ad could run, so like, let's say one of the retailers in our world wanted to buy ads, they could say, like, I specifically want to be on this guy's video. That's when a limited video. That's when ads will play on a video that's limited. They basically put you in the in the naughty side, and it would take a very specific advertiser that wanted to be on your channel to get anything at all. But I'll be interested in trying any of the Maker high velocity bullets for hunting. You order some for the channel if you're interested. I guess I'll have to look and see what their current lineup is. I think I still have some. I don't think I have any in 6mm. Well, I know I've got some of their bullets. I don't even think I shot anything in 6mm at that time whenever I had ordered those. So, yeah. I'll look around and see. I appreciate that offer very much. Bill hasn't done any loading in almost 20 years. Pretty jazzed to get back into it. Welcome back, man. It's a good time to be a reloader. My suppressor works great. You don't need earplugs at all when watching my videos. Well, that's because of the limiter. I do have a... Yeah, I knocked those down, the gunshots down specifically. It's always funny, like, even with the limiter that really keeps the loudness from coming through, just listening to the report come back, you know, all of the echoes and everything, and the differences between suppressed and unsuppressed. It's pretty funny when you're looking at a video. Take it easy, Pandemic Precision. Got to go put up the chickens and ducks. Yeah, the 36M would work great on a 350 Legend. I don't have any plans for the 8.6 Creedmoor yet. Maybe one of these days. We were talking about that a little bit earlier, kind of worried about bullet costs, you know? Like, Blackout was fun, or is fun, because there's still, there, you know, 30 caliber is so popular. There's heavy bullets that aren't quite too crazy expensive. They're still expensive, but they're not insane. I worry about 338 bullets would just be kind of ridiculous. And I assume if it's a new cartridge, the expanding subsonic stuff for 338 probably isn't out there, where we've got a whole selection of them with 300 Blackout. Ooh, that's another one. I saw them in stock somewhere the other day. I need to go ahead and get them ordered. Are the what's the Hornady expanding subsonic? Crap, I forgot. Oh yeah, the MC Race Fan mentioned this just a minute ago. Yeah, the Hornady 190 Sub X. Yeah, man, the other day I almost hit place order, but they didn't have something else I was looking for. I can't remember why I didn't order, but I'll go ahead and order them if they're still available, because I want to try them. Yeah, thank God for Patreon, definitely. Up there, Crypto Man. Been watching a long time. Any recommendations with shooting Swift Scirocco 2 308? Came across a couple thousand, but they shoot minute a man. Any thoughts? The only Swift Sciroccos I've shot were in 22 caliber. I think I've still got some of those. I think those are the only Swift bullets I've ever used. I don't know if you're in the U.S. or not, but they don't seem to be around here a lot, or I don't even know where the company is. But yeah, I mean, other than the normal things, you know, trying different overall lengths, maybe getting closer to the lands if you can, seeing if performance improves. But to be quite honest with you, and I guess it kind of circles back around to some crap we were talking about earlier, is for practical purposes, for me, like, you know, looking for a hunting bullet or something, you know quick whether a bullet and powder is going to work in a gun or not. You know, all of the load development is really just fine tuning as far as I'm concerned. And I'm trying to prove that. Might be wrong. I'm prepared to be wrong, but I mean, if it's not shooting and you've tried maybe another powder, maybe you've tried, you know, a drastic overall length change and you're just not getting anywhere, give up. Give up, move on to another bullet. It's tough when you got a couple thousand of them, but Philip wants to see the Hornady Sub X's as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying them out. Jay Luther, hogs in the harsh jungle in Hawaii. I only use two guns, 870 Marine grade 12 gauge. My favorite is the High Point carbine in 10mm auto with a Holosun 503C. What are the hunting conditions like out there? Are they usually pretty close-up shots, like you're traipsing through the jungle and there they are sort of deal? Is my limiter in the software or a standalone unit? It is in this software, the same exact software I'm using to record this live stream or broadcast this live stream is also what I use out on the range to record my shot marker and all of that in my camera out there. So yeah, it's right in here. Which I need to set that. I need to remember to set it up. But if I forget, I can fix it later in Adobe Premiere Pro. But it's a lot easier to fix here in the streaming software. If I could only have one press for the rest of my reloading career that I currently own, which would I choose and why? It would probably be the Redding T7, just because I like the convenience of a turret press, and it's, I can't really say I haven't proven that it's better than the Lyman I have, which is basically a clone of it, but it's the more expensive one, so I guess I would choose it just because I've got more invested in it. Mike wants to see some of the new tipped maker bullets in action. I'll have to look into that. What kind of filaments you got there behind the cans? I kind of went all out. I bought. Somebody mentioned I should be sure to try some PETG, and I think on that stream I was talking about getting PLA Plus, and somebody had mentioned that PLA Plus is a scam and I should just get PLA. So I got PLA as well. But got a pretty good variety. Got some blue, got some olive green, and some like khaki. Should be good for some comparison. You want to see those? Oh, Big Worm says that the Sub-X bullets didn't feed perfectly. Paul wants to see him in Sub-X. So he wants to see the Sub-X in 300 Blackout and also in 308. That sounds fun. That sounds really fun. Ricky just bought 200 of the Sub-X, trying to make them go out of stock before my stream's over and I can get my order placed. Thanks, man. Ever contemplate doing a 450 Bushmaster? Yeah, I've considered 450 Bushmaster or the 458 SOCOM back in the day. Thought about getting one of those two. And it really did come down to, like I mentioned earlier, I don't have a big bore can. And I like shooting suppressed. So I'm usually extremely hesitant to get into new cartridges if I'm not going to be able to suppress them. So I need to buy a suppressor. A big bore suppressor, I guess. Alex wants to thank me. First started with the Rock Chucker, then got a Dillon 550, now waiting on my 750 to come in. Man, just get you a Zero and you'll have it all covered. Ever think of a budget reloading series for loading plinking ammo on the cheap? That's basically what my channel is a budget reloading series for the most part. You know, sometimes I get a little crazy, but I was talking about that with somebody on Patreon this week. I'd mentioned wanted to send me some stuff. I was like, man, that's awesome and it's cool, but I don't want to use something. I like the idea of people kind of tuning into my channel and seeing me use affordable stuff for the most part. And I think I would alienate people if I was, you know, loading on a Zero and I had $1,000 in my scale and I had $1,000 in my annealing setup and I had, you know, that sort of deal. So I'm just trying to present the whole hobby as maybe something people see as approachable. But I do, you know, so since I took down my beginner's guide to reloading, which were the first videos I ever did, and they were poor quality and all of that thing, all of those things, there's definitely a hole, you know, that I need to fill with a lot more information for beginners. And I'm hoping to do that really soon. 308 Spear Gold Dots with AR comp. Thoughts in 308? Like, yeah, that ought to be a smoking good combo, I would think. Listen, AR comp with anything these days, man, I'm a fan of. Russell grabbed 200 more of the sub X's. Like, dang, guys, I want to freaking get my order here. T7, you said it's flexing. Exactly. But I also, whenever I was telling you that it was flexing, I also told you I have no evidence whatsoever that it matters. I've shot tons and tons of great groups with ammo loaded on the press. So, you know, one of those deals. But I mean, that should tell you how much it matters to me, I guess. Because if that's the one press I'm going to keep, I'm not convinced that it matters for me, for my needs, for the sort of groups I'm shooting. I remember when Hornady came out with the ELDs for the first time, the clear ruby tip. Do you want them to bring that back as much as I don't know if I ever got some of the clears. Did I? I'm trying to remember. No, because whenever the Sierra Game Changers came out with their little clear tip, it was a novel thing. It's like, wow, look at that clear tip. So, yeah, and I think that was after the ELDs hit the market, right? So I don't think I ever got to see any clear tipped ELDs. Sounds pretty cool, though. Redding T7 upgrade kit, $15 at Creedmoor Sports. I'll have to look. What are they upgrading? What part do they upgrade there? Nothing is on a budget with these reloading component prices. That's true. Michael finally found an 8-pound jug of H4350 locally in Alaska. First time I've ever seen one in person. Congratulations. Did Hornady restart the AMAX production? Just 2 weeks ago, I saw a bunch of 308 AMAX at Academy. I know early on there were some of the AMAX line that didn't really get an ELDM replacement or an ELD replacement, and they were still on the market. But yeah, I thought they had pretty much replaced them all by now. But maybe it's still just a weird particular weight that they don't make anymore, or they haven't released an ELD for.
Darth Jello super chatted $50. Just got home from my first range session that I shot my own supersonic rounds. Didn't blow my face off once. Learned a lot watching your videos. Thanks for the info to help keep myself safe and facially intact.
That is fantastic, man. Congratulations, Rise Darth Jello. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. Thank you very much. Hasbro's about to drive to Alaska for H4350. They also have stainless steel turret heads for the T7. I'll have to check them out. I guess I could do that right now, couldn't I? See what I can find here. Is that Creedmoor Sports? Okay, let's just try T7 upgrade. Creedmoor Reading T7 turret press upgrade.
Glenn Davis super chatted $19.99. This is for the new shooting building. Get it done.
Hey, thank you, sir. That's a good. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I'll tell you what I need to come up with a plan. I don't want to get frozen in over planning, but I'm thinking about just kind of rearranging my range, moving my target to a different area, and building a new shooting house in a different area. That because like right now I've just got a little bit farther before I hit the hill. You know, my backstop is a little farther than I'd like, so I either need to get my tractor out there and build a berm right behind my target, or I was thinking about just shifting things. And there's one particular place I could put my target where I could build a little shooting area in my garage and put a window or a door or something to shoot out of and basically shoot indoors. I don't look at, I mean, it's like my garage is separated. I'm sure there's rules, you know, shooting from a dwelling and all of that crap. Like, it's not a dwelling, it's just a detached garage. So I don't know if that's legal. I'd have to check on that. But I was kind of thinking about that. But yeah, upgrading my shooting setup, getting a nice concrete bench, that is definitely one of the spring projects on the list. Definitely 100% going to happen, no doubt about it. Yeah, thanks for the super chat. That'll buy some concrete. Appreciate it. Nothing budget about reloading. You just end up shooting more. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't mean we have to stop using that trick to get new people into it, though, you know? Alan took a chance on that new T7 head. Just received it today. Up there, Jim Hands 1. Good to see you. Pre-built shed with a big window. I've considered that as well. And like I thought, hey, I could do a pre-built shed, maybe insulate it, make it as nice as I wanted to, and maybe, yeah. Have I tried the new LabRadar app and software yet? Weather and health have kept you from it. I've tried it on my iPad, and it's looking good. I still don't know. I know Bolt Action Reloading talked to them at SHOT Show, and they're going to be they said they were going to be releasing the Android version very quickly, but last time I checked with my phone, it was, hold on, let me grab my phone. It's right over here. Might as well check. That seems important. Yeah, last time I checked, like the whole app was removed from the Google Play Store. You couldn't even get the old one. Hey, it's there. Install. Sweet. I think, hold on a second. We'll grab it and play with it here real quick. Because we've already updated the firmware. So that part's good to go. I guess I should finish looking at this Creedmoor Sports thing real quick. Sweet. Tell you, like on my iPad, which is what I normally use, which, hang on. Too many things going on. Let me check this Creedmoor Sports upgrade kit real quick and see what the heck is going on here. Okay. So it looks like some parts for the linkage, and also something going on here up at the turret head. The Redding T7 press is one of the great workhorses of the reloading hobby. Our reloading team has literally loaded tens of thousands of rounds on T7 presses and have nothing but glowing words to describe it. That is why we wanted to try and make a few additions to this press, which we knew would take what is already an excellent press and make it just a bit better. The upgrade kit does two primary things: improves the feel of the press without altering form, fit, or finish, and reduces wear points, helping to preserve or restore the tight new press feel. This kit will install on the press with simple hand tools and does not require any permanent alterations to the press. The kit consists of the following: self-adhesive Teflon pads that reduce friction and wear between the turret head and the press body. Self-adhesive Teflon pads. Okay, so I guess that's what that thing is. Maybe. So the second is brass shims that allow the bushing to ride on a smooth surface. A set of Teflon rings that prevent premature wear and help preserve the new press feel. And a new spring and ball that improve the lockup on the press, giving a firmer lock and reducing play in the press head. Takes about 20 minutes to install the kit and will last a lifetime of service. Take what is already excellent press and make it into a perfect one with the T7 upgrade kit. Holy crap, not 20 bucks? Like, yeah, why not try it? I might just grab this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I might have to get one of those. In the meantime, let's see if we can get this thing to work. Alright, let me make sure. Yeah, my Bluetooth is on. So let's see if we can. Lab radar devices. Guess you gotta have location enabled. Lab radar keeps stopping. Okay, maybe you don't, because I like on. Yeah. I can't even remember the last time I rebooted this phone. Let's try that. We'll reboot the phone and then come back to it. Steven says, "Lol, who uses Android?" Yeah, check again, Amy. I just installed it. This is a Motorola, so I don't know. I don't know if it's version specific as to what you see in the App Store. Hey, I get to ban somebody. That's fun. Oh, I'm not logged in there. There it is. Do, 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 do. All right, I think that worked. Yeah, there's the upgrade kit and a new stainless head. I'll look at that stainless head here in just a second. Let's see if my... Let me switch over to my other interface. There we are. All right, let's see if we can get this. It just crashed on me. Yeah. Braxton says, "Sorry to interrupt. I just joined, but I watched a video of yours where someone said for you to check out the adjustable bag rider, but what you found wasn't what they were talking about." Okay. Yeah, I need to, that whole subject I need to look into a little bit. I got to be honest, I just have so many bags. None of them are right. Like an adjustable bag rider would be a huge upgrade for me, and I need to do it, but it's been hard to justify when I just got so many freaking bags that, I've made work. But I think, trying to take my shooting to the next level or whatever, like, yeah, adjustable bag rider. Or an adjustable rear bag setup would be a pretty big deal. While I'm waiting on this, let me see. If I can find that. I'll see if I can find that turret head. I'm not seeing their turret. Or you say, are they the ones that have a? You say it was like. Why does the T7 need upgrades? Good question. Hey, at least, $20 is pretty reasonable for some washers and springs and stuff, I guess. Amy says, so I assumed the new app would supersede the old, but apparently not so. Now I have both. Apparently not, so now I have both. Thanks for the sanity check. Yeah, like, the original app was removed. Like, the last time I went to check, I couldn't find anything in there whatsoever, so. Actually, I've probably still got the old version installed as well, maybe. I don't know. All right, let's see if we can get it to run this time. Switch views. Okay, settings, I guess. Lab radar devices. Only this time, sure. Yep, crash. Crash. Alright, I guess I'll wait for the next version. What I was going to say is the one thing I really like about it on the iPad is the old app doesn't work in landscape mode. So I always had to have my iPad this way, and I'm such an idiot. I never just I should have just bought a different case and a different stand for the iPad. Not me. I just it just annoys me. I'm always having to turn my iPad, and just didn't have a good way to stand it up the right way, but should have. All right, let's see. Something about at the top. It was right there on the front home screen, top left. What? You're crazy. You're crazy. All right, let me. Oh, you talking about this gigantic turret right here at the top left of the home screen? Dang, that thing is ugly in a good way. Like in a, damn, that's ugly sort of way. Top and bottom precision milled for flatness, smooth and precise. Okay. All right. Let's see what you got going on here. It is a little bit goofy. Like my brain needs a minute to take all this in and wrap my head around it. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that it looks like it has holes between every turret position. What was that? $179.95. Wow. Dang, son. Ooh, they got a video. Let's watch a video. You guys want to watch a video?
You take pride in your reloading, and so do we. Introducing the Redding T7 Replacement Press Head by Creedmoor Sports. The Creedmoor Sports T7 Press Head is a high-end alternative to the Casto EM T7 head. Machined from a solid 416 stainless steel blank, our press head features precision-cut threads, an integrated indexing detent track, and is easy to install. Each assembly includes the precision machined head, threaded indexing handle, and brass bushing. Get yours today at creedmoorsports.com.
So are there any reports on this yet? Does it, change the amount of tilt? I'm sure it would. Does it completely get rid of the slop? It seems like if machining your way out of all of the slop was possible, that's the way Area 419 would have done it with the Zero, right? Like the turret lock on the Zero with the tapered whatchamacallit. If they went that route, like, did they go that route because they just couldn't get something like that? Yeah, well, whatever. I'm rambling here, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I'll be curious to see head to head, one against the other, what the tilt looks like. And I might have to buy one to find out. $179.95. I'm gonna have to ponder that one for a little bit. Yeah, I get that. Idaho Roger says it looks kind of industrial sexy to you. It is, like, it's one of those where, like, once you get used to it, it's fine, but it's just shocking a little bit at first, right? Like, that's a dramatic difference in appearance. Video makes you want to buy it and you don't even have a T7. Now you don't want a T7? Hey, and that's fine. I would hate to give the impression that you should buy one, and then you get it and you see that it's sloppy and you say, why is this turret head tilting on me? He said this was a good press. Not sure I'm seeing the value here. I'm with you there, kinda. Like that's you can buy a pretty nice press for $179.95, right? That's a whole league kit right there. Lack of holes in the head is the biggest gripe about the Lyman. It's got to be a strength thing. Why don't they just put holes between every hole? Pain in the butt. Yeah, we can run over to YouTube and see if there's anything else over there. Scott brings up a good point. The Lyman does have one extra hole. Oh, dang, son. They got another video. Let's see what this is about.
Hey, guys, it's Mark and Jarrett coming to you from Creedmoor Sports. Guys, if you got a Redding T7 press at home and 20 extra minutes, we got a kit that's going to make it work and feel better than it
did you see those?
Hey, guys, it's Mark.
Look at that. Some sexy little cartoons they got going on. I like that.
And Jarrett coming to you from Creedmoor Sports. Guys, if you got a Redding T7 press at home and 20 extra minutes, we got a kit that's going to make it work and feel better than it did the day you brought it home.
Okay, so this is the kit, not the turret, but I'm interested in the kit as well.
Hey, Mark, I think the Redding T7 press is probably one of the premier turret presses out there in the market.
It really is. We've all got them. We use them at home. We use them here a ton.
But you know one thing that really grinds my gears about this press?
What?
Just the way this turret rotates sometimes.
Yep.
You rotate that turret, And there's a few things. One is you feel that and you can hear it. It's just a metal on metal grinding sound. I don't know what it is, but it's like nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
The next thing that sometimes really bothers me is sometimes I feel like I don't get good lockup.
That's true.
Even the ones that are straight out of the factory, I feel like sometimes they just
Just to throw it out there, I've never felt like the lockup was sloppy. Like maybe I got a good ball detent, got just the right things, but I never really felt like that was a problem. Hey, what's up there, Vaughn Precision? Good to see you, man.
bit loose in the head, you know. And the last thing that I have noticed over the years with using mine, I don't know how many rounds you load on yours, but the hundreds I've probably loaded on mine here, this really starts to loosen up the handle.
I'm about to have to ban bolt action reloading. Better watch it.
You know, you get nice stiff from the factory, but probably within the first 1,000 rounds, that's where it loosened up, and that just bugs me.
They get full of dirt. They get grime in them.
Yeah.
I've never met a person yet that cleaned them and oiled them like they were supposed to, and eventually you just wear the contact surfaces out in one.
You really do. So one of the things that we did the other day is we sat down and said, you know what can we do to our T7 presses just to take them the extra mile? And mind you, some of our presses, we have everything from a brand new press that has hardly any rounds on to
some we use every day.
It's
all
well
day.
loved, isn't it?
It really is.
So we're going to go ahead and we want to show you something we did for the T7 to really going to spice up that T7 press for you. Restore what was basically to factory, if not better than factory in most cases.
This is our T7 upgrade kit. What we done, we took in consideration all the wear points on the press. We had little pads cut out of a, what's the big fancy word?
It's Teflon.
Oh, okay. Yep. Anyway, it's really slick. We've given you a new spring and a new detent ball. What that's going to do for you, it gives you super tight lockup. Makes the head a little easier to move from station to station, but when it locks in, it's solid. And we got a brass bushing to go under the head to match this distance, and that wears, gives you a nice slick feeling when you rotate your head.
Blinker Clint wants to see a Lyman 8 versus T7 press video. And I'd love to make that video, but I don't know how to make a video. Like what? I can't think of a single thing other than, I don't know, let's see, the primer collection's a little different, isn't it? And like some very minor things, but like finding something to show you where we could see it on target, I don't got anything, man. That I've always, it's hard for me to review presses, you know, because it's hard to develop a test to prove what you're saying quickly.
It's noticeable. I mean, we've sat there side by side with a press that doesn't have one of these kits installed and a press does, and it is a night and day difference most of the time.
It really is. Our wore out press with a kit on it was better than the new one we got out of the box when we put it on. So,
all right, so we're going to take a minute here and show everyone how to put one of these together. It's not complicated. It takes what, about 10, 15 minutes?
15, 20 minutes if you're taking your time. It's easy to do. It's basically stickers, and me and him are kind of like grade schoolers. We're really good with stickers, and
It'd take me 30 minutes to find the right Allen wrench for that frickin' turret. Like watching a barbecue review.
figure y'all are too, so you'll be okay.
So let's go ahead and show you how to do this. So most of you guys on your T7s are familiar about taking this press head off. It's real simple. It takes a 5/16 hex wrench, Allen wrench, some people might call it. You go ahead and slide it in. Now I'll tell you what, if you haven't taken one of these heads off before, you gotta know something. They can be really torqued
They're
off.
serious about putting it on there. If you've never removed it, especially if you've had your press a long time, get ready for a little bit of a fight.
I've tried a couple times just out of curiosity, just wanted to pull it off and never got there. So like I'd need to find a nice, good, tight fitting wrench and big old cheater bar probably.
Yeah, but once you do, you go ahead and just break that loose and it just comes right out. So we'll go ahead and loosen this up.
Now the pro tip here, and we'll see how he does, is this little ball is under spring pressure. When you take that head up, it may decide to go flying and it may not. It just depends on how your luck's running that day. If it flies off, don't even bother looking for it because it rolled under something and you'll never see it again. And don't worry about it. You're getting a newer, better one in the kit anyway.
Yeah.
So let's see how he does.
So the way I like to do this, I like to hold pressure down and just slowly ease that head up. And if you're lucky, yeah, it'll sit right there on top of the spring.
Yep.
Yeah, it will. So one thing to keep in note, while we got this thing apart here, this is bare steel. And if you're down here in Alabama where we are at, there's quite a bit of humidity. You can go ahead and just put a light coat of oil on here. And that's just going to help protect that steel. I've found that just about everything rusts down here.
Everything rusts, yeah.
So we go ahead and just put a little coat of oil in here and put a little coat of oil in anything that's a bare steel. And a little light gun oil or something will do well, just to help protect that steel. So that's just a side note here. So we take the head off, we're going to set it aside. Note the head comes with a screw and a bushing. And these bushings are actually particular to every head. So if you have multiple of these Reddings heads, you want to make sure you want to make sure you match your bushing, keep that as a match set. So we'll go ahead and set this aside right here. If you notice with this press head off, we have the spring and the ball. So we'll go ahead.
Somebody was asking. Is the Lyman 8 hollow? No. It's a boat anchor, man. Yeah, Clinker Clint says, I guess the deal is, can you show me that the T7 is $100 better than the 8 or any better at all? No, I can't. I don't have... Yeah, I don't think I can. Well, I mean, the best I could do, I guess, is just, go through my last 20, 30 videos or whatever, pick out all of our best loads, load them on both presses, and hit the range. I don't know that that's going to be a good video. I don't think there's anything to see. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe the fact that there wouldn't be any difference would be enough of an answer, right? Or, yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead and just pull this spring and ball out and set this aside here. We'll do our damnedest not to lose the ball.
Slowly roll it to the front and work the air out of it.
Okay, so that's that. I was wondering about the... Yeah, I was wondering what was going on there. Do they ever get to a point where they don't even mention head tilt, do they? At all. They're more talking about smoothness and stuff, so it's got me wondering.
Tip this forward. I always like to tip it forward and then tip it back on the ball there. And that captures the ball in the detent and allows that to sit nicely. And then we'll go ahead and tighten this down. Now keep in mind, when we tighten this down, we're not going to do what Redding did. We're not going to tighten it down where you need a huge torque wrench to go ahead and get this off.
Start your nylock nut on the other side and start to tighten it up. And when you tighten these nylock nuts up, run them up tight enough where you take the free play out of your ram handle, and not much more than that. If you just tighten them up super tight, you're going to ruin your washers and they're not going to work for you. Just tighten it up until your press has the feel that you want it to have. And it'll walk you through it step by step. Take you 15 or 20 minutes at home. It's not a big deal. It'll make a hit subscribe. That way you can comment. Please ring the notification bell where they know the next new thing we got coming out.
Yeah, I guess I will subscribe, actually. Something... It's interesting, I'll tell you that much. It'll end up an orange versus green crowd. Exactly. Like... It attracts the sort of dialogue and comments that they're not going to see a 0.7 inch group and a 0.9 inch group and say, those are the same group, So then I was like, all right, do I need to shoot 500 shot groups to prove everything? I probably would. Okay, not 500, but I guess that wouldn't be too bad. Best groups over the last 6 months, 10 shot groups, and just see what happens. Yeah, Pandemic Precision mentions that Lyman 8 on-press priming is a little hinky. And that's like, man, I would have to dig a while to find all of my on the press priming stuff for both of those two. And yeah, it's one of those videos like I've wanted to make for a long time, and I've just kind of not super excited about it, I guess, because I know it's going to be hard to come up with ways to legitimately separate them. Oh, there's a new one with 10 positions. Don't recall who making it, interviewed by Ultimate Reloader. Yeah, where did I see that? That was announced a while back, wasn't it? Frankfurt Arsenal X10. Okay. Yeah, there was another really cool Frankfurt Arsenal press that I saw from Bolt Action Reloading's video. Looks like, you know, they're the ones with the most products these days, I guess. The right press is the one you want. That's true. That's very true. It's almost impossible to prove a negative. Yet here I am, banging my head against the wall. Trying to do it anyway. I kind of agree with Andy here. He says on-press priming sucks anyway. Ditto with D-priming. I wish manufacturers would just stop adding those features and reduce press costs $100. Just have to use an RCBS shell holder on Lyman Turret 8 and it works great. What worms were you trying to use that it wasn't working good? Who needs so many positions? I only need 3. Maybe that's my problem. Well, yeah. Not everybody's in that same boat, I guess. Count your dies and figure out how many positions you need. I guess I can get rid of the lab radar since I can't get the app to run on my phone. I'll admit this is like a super old and janky phone. This was like the super budget Amazon purchase. Not exactly top of the line. JDH asked Bolt Action Reloading if he got any info from Hodgson about manufacturing. It's kind of funny. You should go check out his video. He's probably going to answer you right here anyway, but I want to answer for him because earlier he was trying to bring up bad memories. Almost had to ban him. But yeah, apparently, at least on that one day, whenever he took some videos, both of their booths were completely empty. Reloads Everything's had good luck with on-press priming, never primed any other way. It's just, that's really what all this crap is about. Any of it works. You just, whatever works for you, whatever you get, no matter the technique you choose to do any function whatsoever in reloading, there's going to be something annoying and fiddly that you just got to learn and build into your process. And the main reason why I've never really done that much on the press priming is I just don't feel like I have the feel. You know, with a hand primer, I can feel the primer hitting the bottom of the primer pocket, and it's feel like just kind of jamming with a press. I just don't get that. And you know, the more powerful, the bigger, the more mechanical advantage you got, the worse it is. Mr. Booston said, don't think Hodgson showed up. Jim mentions that Hodgson does zero manufacturing. They are a distributor only. Pandemic Precision is about to be done with having a turret anyway. My app does all the batch work and I can do the rest on my Summit. That little thing is cool. Man, I'm just having the app out again. Actually, I still got it sitting right here. If I remove the wing nuts. Glenn says hand priming is the way to go. It is, but, you know, man, if you're loading bulk, like, dang, that's a lot of work. Yeah, back to the app. This thing's fun, man. It's really a lot of fun. Have any of you guys bought the hold, is that one for depriming or priming? What's that other one? The A automatic primer? There's another one like this that does something with priming. But I don't even think I've seen one in action. Thompson really likes Nile Red. I do too. Big fan. Nile Red and Cody's Lab. Those are probably my two favorite on the chemistry and messing around side of things. Oh, Bolt Action Reloading mentions that he forgot to add in his video that Wolf said they were going to reintroduce primers in 2023. That's good news. Bill mentions just choke up on the handle of your press to get a little bit better feel. Do I have any problems hand priming with the Universal RCBS with 45 Colt? I have problems with it popping off. I haven't had, well, I don't load 45 Colt, but I have had some, usually small stuff, 223 sometimes. I think I've missed a couple of those from time to time, you know, had them pop out. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything specific about the 45 Colt that makes it worse, but Steven brings up a good point, something else that didn't even pop in my head. He says he's been press priming with the small lease single stage press for years and feel like I have a lot of control and feel. Yeah, their little Ram Prime system. So the Ram Prime on like the little Lee reloader press, that's pretty good. You know, the press is just so small and doesn't have that much. Like I've always kind of liked using that Ram Prime. It's a pain in the butt to load primers in and it's a little bit slow, but as far as feel, which is what I was making a big deal out of a few minutes ago, that is a good setup, I think. F-Class John has a video on the Lee primer. Okay, I'll have to check it out. Yeah, ACP, that's it. The ACP. Like it'd be pretty cool, especially with all of the 3D printed gadgets and gizmos here. Get a big old case feeding setup going and just crank them out. That'd be pretty sweet. You want to get a dedicated press. Just a cheapy unit for depriming to keep other presses clean. Yeah, it's hard to beat that little Lee reloader. Especially like the latest one, they've got the You know, it's got the breech lock, quick change, and all that stuff. And I think they're $30, or at least they used to be. Asian Moto ACP, just set it up and love it. Idaho Rogers likes Cody's Lab channel as well. Things got a little weird there for a few minutes when he was wearing the chainmail. But now that he's cloned himself and has a robot and lives in the middle of the desert, it's better. Eagle Eye Shooting says that it's hard to beat the Lee bench primer. Like, mine had feeding problems, man. I had high hopes for that thing, and it was just kind of a little bit. It's hard to keep the primers flowing. I might revisit it, and maybe there's a burr or something I need to clean up or something. But yeah, it says Lee's ACP is great for bulk pistol priming and a great press to add the primer pocket swager for 223. Scott asked, what do I think of the Frankfurt Arsenal decapper thing? I've never used them. One of those little hand decappers with, like, it's got the little clear globe that catches them and stuff. I haven't had a chance to try it. It looked like it, if I'm remembering the correct product, it looked like it'd be something great for sitting on the couch or something, or whatever, getting yourself covered in nasty primer dust while you're eating your Cheetos and watching a movie. Yeah, Thompson, I think you're right, and I kind of started talking about that. I'm like, what the hell am I talking about this for? Like, yeah. Seems to be doing really well lately, though. The last couple videos I saw. Lee hand primer is junk. Keep breaking the plastic inserts. Pandemic Precision has one of the Frankfurt hand deals. It's a waste of time. It's their new triangle trays causing issues. I use the old primer Lee trays on the Lee bench primer. I got a bunch of old Lee trays. Got the round ones, got the square ones. I'll have to give that a shot. RCBS hand primer's been great. Yeah, they're still my favorite. I keep one in small and one in large, and don't really have. It's a pain whenever I feel like I need to use something else for a video or, to try something. It's like, man, I wish I was just using my RCBS Universal. It's easy. There's no freaking parts to swap and stuff, since I got one for small and one for large. So definitely my favorite. But like I said, they're not perfect. Like somebody else was mentioning earlier, sometimes these jaws, you can have cases popping out and whatnot. Lee app roller handle on Amazon for $30. Yeah, I've thought about it, but I think there's a pretty cool 3D printed design as well that I saw, and that might be a fun little thing to try out on the 3D printer. But this one doesn't really bother me too bad. I guess I haven't used the press enough to really start to hate it. Maybe that's what's going on. Gunsmoke loves the Lee bench primer, but I use an RCBS hand primer tray instead of the Lee folding tray so it'll feed reliably. Okay. Jeff says, hopefully you didn't watch that Blue Jackets game. I like the format you're doing with the regular videos. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, like this year I've had a hard time keeping up, bud. But so, you know, the NHL center ice package or whatever you called it. I've subscribed to the online stuff for the longest time. It goes back to whenever I was traveling for work. I always wanted to be able to watch the games from the hotels and stuff, and use like a VPN, all that crap. Well, this time, so now I've got ESPN Plus, which at least it's cheaper. But I just haven't even been watching. For some reason, I'm having a hard time caring. Like, I like what's going on with the team. Like, I think things are headed in the right direction, but it's hard to watch. It's hard to watch this. I got so many years of this sort of crap behind me because I moved to Columbus in 2003. Yeah, 2003. So it's like the second year of the team. So it was still kind of a big deal, and they were just awful. And those first 10 years, like, I became a huge fan, and then, like, you know, finally made the playoffs in 2009, and things got better, and I was along for all of it, man. I loved them when they absolutely sucked. And I'm running out of gas, I guess. I guess I'm just running out of gas. What all can you do with that app? I think of it as it's a small single stage press with an automatic case feeder. So in my video on it, we did everything, including bullet seating with it. It's not really meant for that, and yeah, but we did it. I don't know. Frankfurt Arsenal hand primers, definitely. Yeah, I like that one as well, and I love the fact that the depth is adjustable. But I think actually that might be a good source of zinc to catch lead, because it's so heavy. It is so freaking heavy compared to the RCBS. Maybe I got weak wrists and weak hands, maybe. Hey, appreciate that, Kurt. Thanks very much. All right, folks, we're almost to 10:30, so I better wrap this up. Appreciate you guys joining me. It was a hell of a lot better stream than last week, man. Whew. If you missed that last week, consider yourself lucky. Do not go back and watch it. It was bad, because this computer that I normally stream on up here, for some reason, wouldn't stream. And I had to bring up my second computer, and I had so much prep work done that day that I was ready to talk about that I didn't have access to because it was on the other computer, and the whole stream just went sideways, just went totally sideways. So I'm glad tonight was a little bit better. Nice little chat. Appreciate you guys joining me. I'm going to get to work on the 300 blackout video for Sunday. I'm going to get started in the background with a little bit of 3D printing stuff. And I'm going to get to the doctor and get this knee checked out, I guess. So, all right, that's it for now.